Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers, episode 149. Hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. And something I've stolen off a couple of other West Ham channels. Can we get 30 likes while we're live on the show? It'd be nice to do. It's a nice little target, nice little game to play with as well. Mate, loads going on in the West Ham world. We've finally signed a bloody player. Nearly had an heart attack. Let's not rest on our laurels, though. It's great that he's signed, and I will get your opinion on him. But there's a lot more that needs to come in. But there's loads to discuss on that today. And obviously, there's takeover talk to discuss as well. Let's start with Alfonso Areola, mate. You know, it's been an ongoing rumour for a month now? A month or so it's been ongoing. I wanted him. We talked about him a lot during the season, didn't we? We were saying, like, if we could have someone who could replace him, it would be Areola, and fantastic piece of business, mate, for me. What about you?
Yeah, really good news, mate. Like you say, we've been talking about him all season pretty much. He was fantastic on loan at Fulham last year. He really was. And he's the one that we've been saying, you know, if we're going to get a goalkeeper, if we're going to go out there and get a goalkeeper to replace Fabianski long term, who's available, he was the one to go and get. And I've got to admit, mate, I was shocked when we signed him. Yeah. I really was. I did not think it was going to happen because how often do West Ham actually buy a player that we all think is the right player to go and buy? You know, very rarely happens.
That's right, mate.
I thought they were probably going to sign Johnston, who I didn't really want, don't really rate. But no, Areola signs and fantastic. Looks like it's a really good deal as well. I think it's a 1.5 million loan fee. And then an option to buy at the end of it for 11 million, which is, you know, that as we've said before, we'll see how he does this season, obviously. But he's a top quality goalkeeper. This could be our goalkeeper position sorted for years.
Yeah, mate. And I said it yesterday when we signed Areola. I was like, we don't want a situation where we're struggling to find a replacement goalkeeper. We've had it for years. We've had it a couple of times, haven't we? When Sassuilic come in and Roberto, God forbid, you know, came in. And the fact that this is sorted, do you think he will be number one pretty quick? Or do you think he'll get his Europa League games and his Carling Cup games, then eventually at the end he'll force his way in?
I think it'll be a transition, yeah. I think it'll be a transition. Exactly like you say, mate, there's going to be a lot of games this season. I would imagine, like you say, he'll probably start as a cup keeper, FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League, and then he'll transition into the number one throughout the course of the season. And I think that's the right way to do it. You know, I think Fabianski's earned that. He don't deserve to just be replaced, you know, straight away. So I think that's probably the way it'll go, and I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, no, very happy with it still. Very happy. I could, apart from, you know, super elite goalkeepers, there weren't really many more that I would have picked. Maybe someone like Nick Pope if you wanted to really blow the boat out, but maybe this guy's even better. I think. You know, PSG had something like 11 goalkeepers on their books, huh? And they're paying him 145 grand a week. That just shows how much money's in that football club.
It's frightening, mate. Frightening. But no, fantastic. I don't think there's a better goalkeeper out there that was available that we could have got. Brilliant. Really good signing. And it's a start. It's a start. Let's say that. It's a start. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Definitely, mate. Two names. Well, we'll start with one name first, both from the same club. A name that sort of come out the blue this week, Kurt Zouma, mate. You know, young French guy. Went to Everton, didn't he, for about a year ago. Sort of just been forced out of the Chelsea team a little bit now with Rodiga and people like that. What do you make on this one, mate? Apparently you can get it for 20 mil.
Mate, I really like it. I rate him. I rate Zouma. I've actually said, I'm pretty sure I've said before on the channel, he's a player that I would go for. And 20 million is a good price for him. I think if you look at the price players are going for at the minute, Chelsea would be asking 30, 35 for him. You know, 20 million, I think, is a fantastic price for him. He's a really good age, you know, recently in the France team. And I rate him. I rate him quite highly. It sounds like they approached us. His representatives approached West Ham.
Yeah, it sounds like he wants to come to us, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like they approached West Ham. They knew we were looking for a centre-back. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have even been on the radar. And obviously we've decided, oh right, it's an opportunity. We'll move forward. I think it'll happen. I think we'll get him.
Yeah, I think that's for this one. Yeah,
I think we'll get him, and I'll be really pleased. I like him. I do like him. I know, and you've said yourself. We've spoken, and kind of a little bit of the Diops about him sometimes, but he's better than Diop. You know, I think if you think in the next couple of years, imagine if Diop, and let's hope he does. Let's hope Diop sort of comes on. Diop progresses under David Moyes' training. Diop and Zouma as a centre back partnership could be really good.
And Areola behind them, the French,
nice little French triangle there, yeah. You know, like that could be a really good partnership. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I'll be really pleased if it comes off. I don't know. Maybe some fans would want a more, I don't know, a sort of more reliable, maybe sort of steady.
Well, if we go through the 3 centre backs we're linked with, well, there's 4 actually. There's 4. There's Zouma, Nate Phillips from Liverpool, Phil Jones, and that Mikovlinovic, however you pronounce it,
Milenkovic,
who you know is supposed to be really, really special player. You know, Croatian. Zuma's definitely second on there for me. Zuma's definitely in the top 2 for them. I think that Milenkovic. I don't know. Am I being guilty of because it's a sexy name? Am I doing that?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I rate Zouma. I do. I really do. I like him, and I think under Moyes he could be a really, really good player. I really do. I'm pretty sure I was reading yesterday. People were comparing him to. It could be like Distin was under Moyes.
Oh yeah, what a player he was under Moyes. Yeah.
You know, so I like I said, I think it'll happen. 20 mil, I think is a good price. I think it's a really good price. Yeah, I'll be really pleased if it comes off. I hope it does. Hopefully, we'll hear something early next week on that one. It does look like now the money is going to be spent on.
And the targets are being set now, and they're going to go for them now.
Yeah, it looks like the money's been set, and it's going to be spent on centre back and a midfielder, and then we'll probably get a striker on loan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see a good video from Gonzo this week saying about he spoke to an Everton fan saying that Moisey loves a player with a point to prove from a top 6 club. So, you know, Zouma would fit that role, wouldn't he? The other name, mate, I know we talk about him all the time, but it's interesting just to add the updates on him. Tammy Abraham's price has now been dropped to 30 million. Is that worth a double deal? 50 million for those two? That's a great deal. That's a fantastic deal.
That would be our budget. But then I suppose if you look at the other players we're linked with, they're mostly loan to buys, you know, so maybe that's fine. 30 mil. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tammy Abraham, I'm not super excited about him. I think he's a good player, but I think he's still kind of unproven. 30 mil is a lot of money, but then when you look at prices, especially for English strikers at the minute, 30 mil is probably about right. I wouldn't want to pay much more than that.
No, I wouldn't want to pay more than 30. No.
But yeah, if we could get both of those for 50 mil, 30 and a 20, I think, and I think that's something that the club would want to do as well. I think that's something that we would be looking to do.
It's a good question. Just leads into that a little bit. Don't you think doing any big money deals with Chelsea is not just giving them money to buy Declan Rice?
They've got money anyway, mate.
In my opinion, they need to sell. They want Haaland. That's their main target. They want Haaland. Who wouldn't want Haaland? And I think because a lot of Chelsea fans are getting a bit shirty on Twitter saying that, oh, we should be stubborn because West Ham want our players. The point is, Chelsea have to sell Zoumas and Abrahams to fund. We don't have to sell Declan Rice. We don't want to sell him. That it's, you know, West Ham are the winning party in all of this, no?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I mean, realistically, if Chelsea wanted to, they could. They don't need to sell anybody really. You know, they're obviously Abramovich has got plenty of money. And I don't know. I don't think this affects anything. You know, if Rice is a genuine target, then they'll go out and they'll find the money and they'll buy him, assuming he wants to go. And regardless, you know, maybe we're setting up Rice going next year. Maybe.
I think he'll go next year, unless what we talk about in a minute changes that. Hi there, everyone. Do you think we have got proper cover in the fullback areas? At right back, I'm pretty happy. Soufal is obviously one of the best right backs in the league. Fredericks can do a job. And then behind that, Johnson can play both sides. But left side, I agree. If we could push the budget a little bit and maybe get a left back in, I wouldn't be against that. What about you?
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think we will, because exactly what you just said. If you look at it on paper, you've got Cresswell, Masuaku on the left, and then Johnson can play there. And then on the right, obviously, you've got Soufal, Fredericks, and Johnson. So on paper, Moyes would probably look at that and say, no, we're all right for now. We don't need anyone for now. So I don't think we'll... have we got proper cover? I agree with Luke. I'd rather see another left back come in, because first of all, I don't think Masuaku in a back four. He can't really play left back. He's more an attacking player.
Even Cresswell can't really play as left back. He's good left centre, but
yeah. So I would like to see another left back come in. I don't like seeing Johnson play there. I really don't. I think it's ruining him. He needs to be playing on the right side. He needs to be playing in his proper position. If anything, I would be looking to... I would put Johnson in front of Fredericks, try and develop him, bring him through, have him as the backup player to Soufal, maybe push Fredericks up the pitch a bit. If we sell Yarmolenko, use Fredericks as that, last 10-minute right winger to come off the bench.
In the Celtic game, he came on right wing again, didn't he? So I don't know whether he's looking at that more. Is he thinking, can we develop him more as a right wing back?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Last one on transfers for the minute, mate. What about Matthias Pereira? Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah.
You think?
I think it will. Yeah. I think we've pretty much given up on Lingard now. I think that's gone. If everyone wanted the Lingard deal to happen, it would have happened by now. There's going to be hesitation from him, from Man United, from us. I think that's gone. I don't think Lingard's rocking up at West Ham, not this summer anyway. I think we've now turned to Pereira. From what I've been reading, they still owe us money on Grady.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that we ain't signed Johnson as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if they need to offload him, and from the sounds of things, he's told them he wants to leave, so they need to sell him. It makes sense for them to sell him to us to write off that money that they owe us for Grady.
I think the only club that potentially stands in our way is that Saudi Arabian club.
I can't see
145 grand a week.
They're offering him the big wages, but I don't think they're offering the club much money. And if he did choose to go to Saudi Arabia over us, then I wouldn't want him anyway.
No, that's right, mate. Yeah, that's a valid point. You wouldn't want another mercenary that just wants money. Look at Arnie now. Arnie's gone to Bologna, where he could have stayed at West Ham, and been an absolute hero. How about the news on the Barca striker? I think it's good. Obviously, that's Martin Braithwaite. I think X poo-pooed that yesterday. I think he said that, no, there's nothing in that. Would you want him, though?
Listen, I'm going to go against the grain here. I like Braithwaite. I do. I like him. Every time I've watched him play, I actually think he's a proper runner. He really works. He might not have the best quality in the world, but he's a real workhorse. He's constant, always running, always pressing. And I actually think he'd do a job for us. I wouldn't want him to come in as our main striker.
No.
Like, here we go. This is the marquee signing. It's a Barcelona striker. No. But to come in as an option, I actually would like him to come in. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. As a backup, yeah, because obviously he's nicknamed Trampoline Feet, isn't he? Because of his touch. But then Antonio hasn't got the best touch in the world either, has he? Fab should start and then see how it pans out. I've heard rumours price is 25 million. Yeah, so we might be able to barter that a little bit. I don't want Zouma. He's got knackered knees, apparently.
Where's that come from?
Would be happy with Zouma, but 20 million is the absolute most I'd pay for. I agree with you, Tommy, on that one. He's a good centre-back, but not brilliant. Would do a job for us. Would much prefer... Here we go, I can pronounce it now. Milenkovic, yeah. We'd be awesome at free kicks and corners. Yeah, the height would be ridiculous.
Scored 5 goals last year, I think, Zouma. So another, Moyes loves a set piece.
Yep. Morning, Andy. Hi, Tommy. Yep, 20 million. Andy says that we should bid the 50 million for Tammy and Zouma. I think you might get them out for that as well. I do. Might have to maybe push the 55. Whether we've got that sort of money, I don't know. He's got a bad knee. Don't forget.
How many games has he missed though? I don't recall him missing that.
He didn't play much last year, did he? Because it was Rudiger and Christensen, was it? Oh no, Thiago Silva, wasn't it? Thiago Silva. Bringing Braithwaite was all rubbish. Nice to see you two on here. We're here every week, mate.
So he played. Sorry, mate. Just I'm just having a look to see. So 2021 season, Kurt Zouma played 36 games.
Ah.
The season before that, he played 43. So I don't know I wouldn't worry too much about his injury.
Let's hope not. He says it's West Ham luck. I don't want Tammy, says Harry. Really tall, can't header, not quick, so not for me. Yeah, like I said, I agree with Paul. It don't set me alight. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like, wow, it's a good signing for West Ham. It's a solid signing, but it's not a wow signing. But I do trust in Moyes. I do. I think Moyes knows what he wants in a player, and I think he can get that. I just hope it don't come down to signing Phil Jones. Do you know what? I wouldn't. That's another one. If it's a free transfer, I wouldn't turn it down. What about you?
No.
No, but then you say that Craig Dawson, mate, when we signed him, you're like, yeah.
Mate, when was the last time Phil Jones kicked a football?
Yeah, but when was the last time Jesse Lingard kicked a football?
Yeah, but that's because Lingard was out of favour. Jones has been injured. He's been injured forever. I think he's still injured. As far as I'm aware, the man can barely walk anymore, let alone play football.
Another Winston Reid then.
Yeah, no, I won't go anywhere near Phil Jones, no.
Andy says Tammy is underrated, done a great job. Tammy's goal scoring record 265 first team appearances, 125 goals. That's a very good record, actually. Yeah,
it is, yeah. A lot of them, most of them in the championship, but it is a very good record.
My hope is that Rice will stay until after the 22 World Cup. It depends on this season, doesn't it? You know, if you get Areola in and then we start buying a few more players in the next week or so and we have a good Euro run, there's no reason for him to leave. But you just don't know. I think that England experience has turned his head a little bit, but I don't think that will affect his performances in any way. But it wouldn't surprise me that he's thinking, actually, I wouldn't mind going. He knows he can go and win things. He is that good a player. Can't believe the one position we desperately need isn't even being focused on by the fans. We don't have a single first choice number 9 at the club, and Antonio won't last 10 games. Vital we sign a striker.
Well, mate, we obviously do have a first choice number 9 at the club because he's just been given the shirt. Listen, if you want to hear me rant about Antonio, and I've got pelters, mate, in the comments for slagging off Antonio, watch last week's podcast, mate. You'll see my thoughts on that. So the Antonio now, forget what anyone thinks. Antonio is first choice striker. He is the number 9. That's why they've given him the shirt. I don't see why they did, unless it was to say, no, Antonio's the man. We ain't spending big. Actually, that's a good point. So that to me, that's the reason why I would still be surprised if we signed Tammy, to be honest with you, because of what I said last week. The fact that we've given Antonio the number 9 shirt says to me that's the club saying, nah, we don't need a main striker. Maybe we'll sign a Braithwaite or someone like that. But
The thing is, though, with any striker that comes in, like I was saying it with Areola when we signed it, they're more or less guaranteed about 15 games. 6 games in Europa League. If you finish 3rd in Europa League group, you go into the Conference League. So, it's quite hard to fall out of that. So that's 10 games in that. Couple of rounds of the Carling Cup, couple of rounds of the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? You guaranteed some games.
Speaking of shirt,
sorry,
mate, go on. No, go on.
But I said that's where, like Harry Kane showed himself, didn't he, in the early Europa League back in the day. So maybe that is a chance for some of the kids to get their chance this year. Like Oki Flex or whatever his name is.
Scored 2 goals last night, I think. Oki Flex. Talking of shirt numbers, Areola has got the number 13 Adrian's number.
Oh, God.
Future cult hero.
Bad number for a goalie, isn't it? 13.
Adrian's cult hero, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, no one's ever going to do what he did. So many better options than Tammy, Andy, mate. Slow, not strong. I think we'll find a free striker and promote the kids. Yeah, go on, mate. What was you going to say?
I was just going to say, again, looking at the values, 30 mil for Tammy Abraham again, and I've spoke about him all the time, and he's a player that we've been linked with. I would rather spend 20 million on and now his name's literally gone out of my head.
Adam Armstrong.
Armstrong, there you go. Yeah, I'd rather spend 20 million on Armstrong, to be honest, rather than 30 mil on Tammy. But
Sam Johnston wants to leave, so he will go to a Premier League club. So will we offer Randolph? Also, can see 10 million maybe get accepted. What for Pereira potentially? So if Johnson went to a Premier League club, we could give them Randolph 10 million and then get Pereira. Is that what you're getting at, Andy?
I'm guessing he's saying maybe 10 mil Randolph and then write off what they owe us for Grady, because there's no way in a million years they'd ever sell him for £10 million.
Yeah. I would like to see 2 strikers, but it looks like Moyes will be hopefully bringing in one. As long as we bring in one, we need one. How he says that Zouma's done his ACL a couple of times, but as Paul said, he played 36 games and 40 odd before that. So
yeah, it looks like he's the only season was 2017. I think he only played a handful of games, but since then he's played consistently over 30 games a season. So
Zouma is a smokescreen for Milenkovic. Adam Armstrong still not snapped up last year of his contract. We should be all over this. Again, another thing that Gonzo said when he was speaking to an Everton fan is David Moyes loves a transfer deadline day signing. So who knows whether he's holding some money back to go in big right at the end. Lack of squad depth means a few of our best youngsters will be given a chance in the first team. Not against that at all, but we just don't want a massive crisis where we're relying on them. Still think we're going to be playing Bowen as backup striker and bringing Lingard or Pereira, then bringing a centre-back.
I'd see that wouldn't surprise me either, but I don't want to see that. Just because Antonio worked out, and I now feel like the fans in general have got this thing of David Moyes can turn any player in the world into a striker. Sign a striker. Just sign a striker. Stop trying to convert players that ain't strikers into strikers. Sign a striker.
But the thing is, it takes a long time for them to develop that positional awareness of a striker. Like Antonio's just starting to get it now, but he's never going to be, elite goal scoring striker. He's not like Arnie was a winger converted to a striker. Very good, very skillful. But again, how many times did we see the box left empty because these guys love drifting on the wing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, mate. You saw it. You see it all the time with Antonio. He loves pulling out onto the wing. You saw it all the time with Arnie as well. Rather than getting into the box, he would pull out to the edge of the box for a cutback. And like you say, it'd leave the box empty. You need someone exactly like that with that striker's instinct. Who's going to run into the box, who's going to attack that 6-yard box, front post. Someone who's going to get in and attack the front post. We haven't got anyone to do that. Trying to convert wingers, I don't know. Just sign a striker. Stop trying to move players about. That winds me up a bit. Yes, it worked once. It doesn't mean it's going to work every single time.
Yeah, and I'm not, and we're not sitting here saying Antonio's a bad player by any sense. Do you know what I mean? He has proved that he does score goals, but we can't rely on him. We can't rely on him. Martin Braithwaite sounds more like a solicitor's name, not a number 10.
It's true. It's a funny name, isn't it? Martin Braithwaite. It's not the name you'd expect.
This is why Tammy would be such a great asset, yes, for the runs and stuff. I'd like some Abrahams, by the way. Just thinking that's what Moyes might do.
Mate, I have to say this because what you've turned into one of these people. His name's Tammy Abraham, not Tammy Abrahams.
Who, me?
Yeah, Abrahams. It's not. It's like Tom. It's like Tompkins.
Abraham.
No, Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham. His name's not Tammy Abrahams.
Yeah, so that's it on the transfer news for now. So hopefully make some exciting stuff to go on for. Out of all those names, which was the one you would want the most at the moment? Obviously, we need 4 of them, but which one would be the most to get you excited?
Of all the players we're linked with at the minute?
Yeah, like names we've discussed so far.
It would be Pereira. For an exciting signing. Although I think we need someone like Kurt Zouma more, or Tammy Abraham, or Armstrong. I think we need a striker or a defender more than we need a midfielder. But of the players we've been linked with, and unless we signed Armstrong, which I don't think we will now, that would get me very excited. I think he's a fantastic player. But yeah, probably Pereira. What about you?
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. The thought of Fornals, Pereira, Benrahma, or Bowen, Pereira, Fornals, Lanzini, like all these players that are real technically good on the ball, that would really excite me. Really, really excite me. Tammy spends his time in the box poaching. That's what we're really missing. We miss a proper goal scorer. I'd take that fella from Barca, like Paul said, workhorse and very strong. Tommy says, I don't care what number Antonio wears. He's not a number 9 and will miss half the season through injury. We need a proper number 9 as a natural finisher.
Mate, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you completely, mate. I agree with you completely. He's nowhere. He's not a number 9. He never will be in a million years. He's never going to be an out-and-out striker. He's not a natural finisher. Yes, he's going to miss half the season through injury. Mate, I agree 100%. But the fact that the club have given him that number is the club turning around and saying, nah, he's the man. He's the main man.
Think so, mate. I think that is a subtle hint now, definitely. Okay, let's move on. Takeover rumours, mate. They're really hotting up. Really, really hotting up. You know, last week we discussed it, and you said it's weird that like Philip Beard come out and sort of there's a name attached, and then there was a comment from him, exposing Sullivan's lies, basically that there was no bid on the table, there was no proof of funds, and he said this, there was, blah blah blah. Then you had the guy from The Apprentice, big West Ham fan, Tom Skinner, who apparently knows these guys and has said he spoke to them and they're proper up for buying the club, etc. How much of that is true, I don't know. Ex-West Ham employee dropped some stuff as well today saying that there's another company that's looking to buy us as well. Is it a case now of when rather than if?
Yeah, I think so. I will say, as far as the bid that we're talking about, the PAI, whatever they're called, investments, I don't like it. The statement that Beard released was very much, they didn't really talk anything about the actual football club. It was more about making the Olympic Park better and all the rest of it. Very much kind of, to be honest, I don't want to defend him, but kind of what Sullivan initially said, that this is a property deal. They don't want to buy a football club. It's a property deal. Kind of sounded like that from his statement. I'm not going to lie. And then obviously this bloke on Twitter came out with his video. Mate, that was embarrassing. If obviously I'm hoping that this is a guy who's just apparently he's on The Apprentice or something.
Yeah. He's a massive West Ham fan. He talks very well.
So am I, mate. So am I. But I wouldn't want a consortium putting in a multi hundreds of millions of pounds, potentially £1 billion bid. I wouldn't want their promotion going through some random bloke on Twitter. I'm hoping that this guy has just decided to do this himself. If they've actually tried to put this out through him, that's so embarrassing. Embarrassing. You don't do business like that. If these are actual business people and looking into the actual company himself, they've only been around for a year. Their offices are based in China. The two people that are apparently the head of it, there's like some guy from a Zimbabwean guy and another guy. There's no real record of who their investment people are. They don't have a large portfolio. Mate, this just screams, no, run away. Like, yes, I want Sullivan out as much as anybody. But I get the feeling, just like Tommy said there, I think this would be no better, possibly worse. I do not like the sound of these guys one bit. Not one bit. I really don't.
I think a lot of people are singing from the same hymn sheet as you, mate, as well. I quote him all the time. Gonzo, very similar. He goes like, "We need to see the money man." Who's the money man? And Dave Walker from the X podcast said that why jump out of the frying pan into the fire with this situation. I don't know. And I think the thing is, again, Gonzo said this comment, and I want to know what your thoughts would be on it. He's more scared that 500 million actually will be accepted rather than David Sullivan won't accept it, because 500 million is a hell of a lot of money.
I think 500 million gets it done.
I do as well.
And again, I don't. This is such a weird thing for me to even say this, to even think this. I hate David Sullivan. I do not trust David Sullivan. But maybe in this case, he's right. Maybe he has looked at this and thought these guys are crooks as well. Like, I don't want to sell this up to them.
Crook knows a crook, yeah.
Yeah, if there are other bids around, and we know there's another consortium, the one before with Tony Cottee attached to. Apparently, he's not attached to this one, but the other one that he's attached to, that as X said today, apparently with the American interest. If there's other interest around, two things. First of all, Sullivan's still going to look at this and say, well, I can get a bidding war started here. I can get more money. Maybe for once in his life, the man's being genuine and looking at this and saying these guys are not interested in the football club, but these other bids are. I don't know. Far from me to defend David Sullivan. That's the last thing I want to do. But as far as these guys, this particular one, no, there's so many red flags. Red flags.
Either, mate. I don't like the consortium thing.
I think it depends, doesn't it? Like, it depends. The previous one, I think if you've got a consortium which is made up of like you say, a money man, someone who's going to be financially backing the club, right? Someone who's got the money, and then around that you've got a team of business people. You've got a team of like Tony Cottee. You've got people that know football, people that know the club. But there's one main investor. I think that's fine. The problem with these guys is they're private equity firm. They're an investment, so it's not their money. They're basically got clients that give their money to them and say, go and invest it, and they invest their money in the club. And it would be the same as like the Glazers at Man United. They would load the club up with debt, worse than Sullivan's done, take dividends out for their shareholders. There's just so many red flags, mate. I really don't want to see these. Yes, I want us to be taken over, but not by these. And I don't think it'll happen. The fact that they've gone public, and the fact that this guy went public, sort of slagging off Sullivan, which is great to see. You know, we all love to see that. So Sullivan's not going to deal with this man now. There's no way he's not going to deal with him after that. This guy on Twitter coming out is just so amateur. And like someone said, like Tommy said there, it's the same sort of thing you get from Sullivan Brady before we moved the first time. Champions League in 5 years. You're not going to sit further away than you do at Upton Park and all the rest of it. No, it just screams amateurish, and no, I don't like it.
I think I agree with you here, Tommy, mate. Would be much more comfortable selling to a mega rich individual like Abramovich, who has personal wealth to buy a club. Consortiums make me very nervous. Also, what is in it for PA? Well, a huge property portfolio. 2 seconds, mate. I've just got to plug the laptop in whilst you comment on that, mate.
I agree, Tommy. Again, mate. Absolutely. I think the problem is there ain't many of those people about who are interested in buying football clubs to come out of the woodwork, you know, unless we get like Jeff Bezos or, you know, what's his name, Tesla man, to come out
as well. Who's going to buy Arsenal.
Unless we get one of them coming out of the woodwork to buy the club, you know, there ain't many of those people about, unfortunately. But no, I agree. And again, like I say, consortiums, I don't mind a consortium if it's, like I say, if you've got one, maybe two at the most main backers, 2 money men, 1 money man, and then the rest are sort of business people, football people. Don't mind that at all. As far as investment firms like PAI, no, stay away from that. Stay away from it.
Yeah. But what is your biggest fear then with the PA? Is it sort of the debt that they could potentially bring to the club?
I think it's just lies. Their interest is making money for their clients, right? And it's exactly that. They would just load the club up with debt. They probably haven't even got enough money to buy the club. They probably have enough money to secure it, and they would essentially be buying the club by financing itself, right? So they're not going to be. There's no the return for their investors. They're not going to be pumping money into the playing team. All of this that this bloke on Twitter, which again to me is just some random bloke on Twitter, about they want to buy the stadium. How are they going to do that? How are they going to buy the stadium?
Well, it goes out to tender, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, they can't just say we're going to buy the stadium. It don't work like that. Oh, we're going to invest in the training facilities, and we're going to invest in this, and we're going to invest in that. Why would they do that? What's the benefit to their investors for doing that? There ain't any. It's all lies, mate. I don't believe it. I don't like it. And I just think it would be a bad move. Yes, we all want rid of Gold, Sullivan, Brady, but what's the point if the people we get in are just as bad, and in 2 years' time we're in the same position?
That's it. And then you've by that time you've had 20 years of bad owners. Do you know what I mean? Because you know they're not going to sell a club quickly, are they? If you bought a club, you're not going to sell it again quickly. What do you want then? What can an owner give you that will please you and like realistic? You know, we're not going to win a Premier League. We're not.
No. I don't want an owner to come in and say. I don't want an owner to come in and say we're going to win the Premier League. We're going to be in the Champions League. I don't want that. What I want is I do want an owner to come in and invest in the football club. You know, invest in the background, because we all know that West Ham needs it. Our training facilities are absolutely shocking. Our development facilities, our scouting facilities are non-existent. I want to see all that side of the club improved. If I was being completely absolute dream scenario, look at Leicester's owners. Look at the way they've built the club. I know we talk about Leicester all the time now.
As well.
Villa have done really well. Even City, yes, you know, you've got the whole controversy about, you know, state-backed and dodgy dealing, you know, human rights stuff and all the rest of it. But what they've done for the club is fantastic, and what they've done for the area, what they've done for the area and the community is fantastic. That's what I want to see. And if anyone who comes forward, you know, like I say, the other consortium that was talked about earlier in the year, if they come out and say, listen, this is who we are, because that's something that this other firm hasn't done. You know, PI, no one knows really who they are, right? Like I say, their company's only been registered for a year. I want them to come out and say, right, this is who we are. Exactly like someone in the comments said there. This is the money man. This is who's backing it. This is the plans. This is what we're going to do. No crazy promises. Oh, we're going to win the league. We're going to get in the Champions League. You know, we're going to completely redo the entire stadium in 2 years. Be realistic about it. I want people that know football as well. Would be nice. You know, as I said earlier, how many people like that are out there? I don't know. And I saw someone on Knees Up Mother Brown say the problem with any takeover is you never really know the true intentions until later on, because you're always going to get them coming out with these promises, but you never really know, and you can't really know. All you want is to find out as much information as possible.
My big thing was because I was asked it on Jake's show when I was on there in the week. He said, "Oh, what would you suggest to a new owner?" And I said, just a bit of professionalism. None of this bloody Sun articles. None of this on Twitter, giving it, you know, your son's leaking transfer news. And like you just said, mate, just completely overhaul the infrastructure of the club to, just make us a bit more professional. Yeah. But I think it is a matter of when now, mate, rather than if. I think something's happening now. I think, and a little bit, again, there's also the argument of this Philip Beard. Was he, you know, the saying, was he playing to the crowd and fueling the fire so that when we get back in there in a couple of weeks' time, we start all the GSB art stuff, and he could force Sullivan's hand to sell. What do you make of that?
I think that's kind of the idea behind it, of going public. I think that's exactly why they went public. But again, because of that, I can't see anything happening. Sullivan ain't going to sell. Sullivan's not going to do business with this man now after, you know, calling him out in the media. He's not going to do business with him. And that's not the way a professional businessman works. You don't try and negotiate business deals.
Quietly, aren't they? You know, you don't hear about it, and then it's done within about 2 weeks. You know, just it's done, boom, like that.
Yeah, you don't do negotiations of that scale over social media. You know, again, it just screams amateurish. That's not what I want. I want like professionalism, like you said, mate.
Yeah. Mike Ashley or GSB?
Mate, at least Mike Ashley didn't move them out of their stadium.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Mate. I know if my mate Sam's watching, he'll definitely have some opinions on that. But yeah, I think it's the best of the worst evils. At least they've still got their stadium, I suppose. They don't buy any players, but yeah, at least they've still got a stadium that they play in. They've been their spiritual home for all them years. I'm just going to put this up, guys. Ask us anything now for the last sort of 15 minutes. Anything West Ham, either ors are quite funny as well. We want an owner who will back the manager, and we are financially stable. Yeah, and for me, the next level is not having to worry about relegation anymore. That would be like if you could go into every season and think, yeah, West Ham ain't got to get relegated. You know, they're like an Everton level now, a Leicester level. That for me would be brilliant. Philip Beard being involved is a big red flag given his history with QPR. The only thing I will defend there with that, Tommy, now, I don't know if you watched the Jake one, is I said if it is Philip Beard, surely he's learnt from that QPR experience. So you would like to think that, and I defend Tony Fernandez because I think he was trying to buy players. He just bought the wrong players. Loic Remy, when he went there, was fantastic for me when he was at QPR. I would have loved him at West Ham at that time. But he just did a bit like what the Eggman did when he bought Lindbergh in and he bought like Kieran Dyer in. There was buying big names, but just the wrong players. Anything on that you could defend?
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I agree. And like you say, how much of that disaster was down to the managers, you know, Redknapp. Yeah, you can't, like you say, I think they were trying to invest and it didn't work out. Like you say, you like to think lessons were learned. I
thought the Eggman was doing the right thing at West Ham, mate. I do.
Yeah.
I think he's in the right place, the Eggman.
Oh, definitely. And he was like head of the Icelandic FA or something, wasn't he? So he was a football man. You know, it's just our luck that the man with the money, you know, completely went bankrupt overnight. Yeah. But yeah, it is a red flag though. The fact that, you know, he hasn't got a particularly good history running football clubs. And like I say, regardless, I wouldn't want this consortium taking over West Ham anyway.
Andy Miles says, "What's your favourite chocolate bar?" I've got to say, I love a Twix. I think Twix is my go-to bar. Like if I go to the shop, I usually pick a Twix up. But I love a Bounty. I love a Snicker. To be fair, I love all chocolate. But yeah, I would say Twix is my pick-up. I love a king-size Twix.
I don't know. I like a Yorkie. Oh
yeah, got the proper geezer bar, that is.
Yeah, I do like a Yorkie. Yeah.
No, sorry. What am I talking about? My favourite chocolate is Toblerone. Toblerone is my favourite chocolate by a mile.
Controversial decision, that one.
Yeah, a Toblerone is my favourite. That's any Father's Day, any gifts, Christmas, Toblerone. Toblerone is my favourite. And I do love white chocolate as well. So just going on.
A white Toblerone, mate. That's the one. A white Toblerone.
Oh, white Toblerone. Would you take a Brie Mbola? I believe he's a defender, isn't he? I think was he?
Mbolo striker, isn't he?
Striker, is he? Oh.
I
have heard the name, but I can't say I know much about him.
Mönchengladbach striker. We have been linked with him, I think, yesterday. I think we've been linked with him a couple of times, actually. He was playing in the Euros. He looked all right in the Euros as well. But I think he's another one with I don't know too much about him, but I think he's another one with a spotty injury history. Let me have a quick look at his record here. 57 goals from 227 games in his career. He's only scored 14 goals in 75 appearances for Mönchengladbach. It's not great, is it?
Not really, mate. No.
12 goals in 61 for Schalke. It's not. Nah, I don't know about that one.
What's your favourite kit of all the released? Good question.
I really like the third kit. I need to see it in person, but I really like the
I'll
third
tell you
kit.
what, there's some beautiful kits out there, mate, this season. But yeah, I like the third kit. I really like the kit you're wearing as well. It's a nice fit as well. I don't particularly like the away shirt. I don't like the colours of that. But I'll tell you a couple of kits. Have you seen Newcastle's away kit at all?
No, I don't think so.
I'll get it up quickly. It's a beautiful kit. Definitely one of the best kits out there at the minute.
There are a lot of people are doing retro kits. Have you seen the Inter Milan? I don't really like their home shirt. It's a bit controversial. Have you seen the Inter's away shirt? Do you remember they did in the 90s? I think it was the 90s anyway. The white shirt with a dragon, the blue dragon, the Inter Milan shirt.
Yes, I do remember that.
Shirt.
Yeah, I do remember
their
that,
away shirt this year is based on that. So it's all white and it's got like a blue snake running around the body and the arm. It's pretty cool. There are some really nice shirts. I saw one today. It was absolutely fantastic. It's Mineiro, the South American club. Their third kit. That's absolutely stunning. But yeah, there's some nice kits out there.
Yeah, that's Newcastle's new kit. Really nice kit, that.
That's tidy, yeah.
Yeah, nice black with a gold trim on it.
Who's their manufacturer?
It's a new make. I can't remember what it's called. Castor. Castor is called. Yeah, that's beautiful kit. That's really, really nice kit. That. Let's go back to that screen. What am I doing here? Right, early predictions: Premier League champions and 3 relegated clubs. Well,
City to win the league for me.
If City do get Kane, then they're all over to win the league.
Yeah, it looks like they're throwing money around big time.
I think if anyone, I'm going to go with what Andy Goldstein said on TalkSport. Anyone who finishes above Chelsea this year will win the league. I think Chelsea are going to go really, really close with Tuchel. They look a very good team, and he definitely is in Pep's head a little bit as well in terms of he beat him a few times. Yeah, I don't think you go far wrong with them as well. You know, you still got Liverpool in there. Man United are spending some good money. You got to admit, mate, Varane's a fantastic signing for them.
Yeah,
Sancho as well, brilliant signing. They want to win this year. You know what I mean? They're buying players to win the league. They're not buying to get Champions League spot. Last season's third kit or this season's last season's. That's one of the best shirts we've ever released.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like I say, I really, really like this season's third. I'd need to see it in person. I'll definitely buy it. But last season, that black shirt, like Luke said, that's one of the best shirts we've ever had. It's absolutely stunning. The black and gold, beautiful, beautiful shirt. Beautiful shirt.
Very, very smart kit, that is. Gary Rattle says, as you are, mate. Still not getting any better, mate. I tried to go and play snooker last night and I could hardly lean, you know, as you lean on the table with a cue. Oh, mate, I don't know. I'm too scared to go to doctors, though. I'm just a proper bloke. I don't like going to the doctors. Should we use Europa League to give young players experience and keep senior players for concentrating on the league? Yeah. Listen, I want us to give the Europa League a good go, though, the thing. You know, like, I don't want us to sacrifice it and it just become a youth project. But definitely, you know, put them in. What about you, mate?
Yeah, but like you say, there needs to be a balance. It depends, to me, it all depends on the draw, who we get. We're probably going to be in with two stronger one stronger team, one about the same, one hopefully weaker team. But at the same, I want to see us give it a go. I really want to see us give it a go in Europe. But yeah, it's definitely a chance. Maybe even, I don't know. You don't want to sort of, I don't want to say throw away, but you want to play your best team in all the cups. But particularly the likes of the League Cup and the FA Cup this year, I think we'll see a lot of young players.
I'm just looking up this. Andy says his favourite is a fruit and nut. City away shirt is really cool, definitely. Do you think it can only damage the club's interest to negotiate takeover during the transfer window? I'll let you answer that one, mate.
Well, I mean, it's definitely, if you want to be cynical about it, and it's, to be fair, it's a completely reasonable take on it. It's a good way to stop fans talking about lack of transfers, isn't it? You know, it always comes about, these rumours always start up every single transfer window. It's like, oh, the fans are getting a bit touchy about not signing players, throw out a story about a takeover. And the fact that there were names attached to this one made it feel a bit different. Obviously, now it's progressed. There's more stuff coming out about it. But yeah, I don't, it seems a bit stupid, you know, if this club's going to come in, and again, they're saying, oh, like this bloke saying, oh, we're going to give Moyes massive budget and all the rest of it. Well, it'd be too late. Like a takeover doesn't happen in 2 weeks.
No,
You know, if a bid's accepted, if a bid's accepted, due diligence, all the rest of it, it'd be a couple of months before it's done. So yeah, it's not a great time. Although I suppose you could argue both ways. You could say, well, if they did it during the season, then you're just disrupting during the season as well. But this is why we shouldn't even really know about it. This should all be going on in the background. You know, this should all be like Luke said earlier. You shouldn't even hear about it. It should just be one of them things where it's like, oh, this is done. 2 weeks later, bomb, deal's done. You know, and then you don't get any disruption. You know, we shouldn't. We all love hearing the rumors, and we all love hearing what's going on. But yeah, it should be done in the background. The Venezia kit, I don't like it, mate. Last year's kits were fantastic.
The Venezia.
Yeah, Venezia. Last year, their kits. Last year was black with orange and green stripes.
This one.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think they're trying too hard to make it look like a Gucci kit or something. See last year's kit. Type in Venezia. Their last year's kit was stunning. It was a black with a orange and a green stripe. Really nice. I think this year they're trying a bit too hard.
What one?
So that one there, the black with the green and the orange. No. Up in the middle.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. That's not a very good picture of it, but see if you see that shirt on, it was a really, really nice kit. Tottenham away.
I'll tell you what's not a nice kit. Yeah. That is awful.
That's shocking, mate. Type in Atletico Mineiro if you can spell it.
I'll try. Here we go.
There's no H, but it doesn't matter.
Mineiro.
Yeah, kit. Yeah, it'll come up when you just Google it. So it's there. See that 21? Yeah, that one there. The sort of go down. No. That's there. Go down.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. That is absolutely stunning. That's their third kit.
Yeah,
this season.
Kit, yeah. That is a beautiful kit. Yeah. All right. Okay. Any more questions? Blah blah blah. Hot tip for Luke. This sounds like quite a good bet actually. I would say,
camera.
Oh yeah, I quite like
it. Very far away.
West Ham to win the Europa Conference League. That's a good bet. That's worth having a look at, actually. I might have a little look at that. That's a good tip, actually, because there's a good chance we'll drop out of third, typical West Ham. But, the Europa journey will still continue, even if we finish third. Will you be doing a 12:35 a.m. special like Stelson soon, Luke? I don't understand what that means. Sorry, mate. No offence. Might have to just re-type that one. Managers and players should carry on as normal. They should. Right, okay. I'm going to wrap it up there unless he comes back in with his comment in a minute. Anything else, mate? I've got a question for you, actually. Either or one.
Yeah.
Back to the Future or Ghostbusters? No, anyone who doesn't know, that's mine and Paul's probably favourite films of all time.
That's so difficult. That is so.
I can't choose that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. If you forced me to pick,
I'd probably go Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think I'd pick Ghostbusters, but they're so difficult.
What did you make of the new trailer?
It's
for Afterlife.
I liked it, and when at the end when Ray picked up the phone, it was exciting, but I just don't trust any new films for old properties. I don't trust anything. I'm not allowing myself to think it's going to be good. I'm just not allowing myself.
That's the best way to go into it. I think that is the best way to go into that film. Yeah. Hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Would you rather fight one T-Rex? I love these questions. Would you rather fight one T-Rex sized chicken or 100 chicken sized T-Rexes? God, Jesus Christ. One T-Rex sized chicken.
Yeah. I always say the same thing with these questions. Like, it'd be the little ones.
Oh,
no, I'd fight the little ones. Like, mate, imagine you can't fight something the size of a T-Rex. You can't fight that. But if there's like loads of little tiny ones, you just kick them. Just keep kicking and jumping on them. I'd rather fight the little ones, if they can't climb. Like T-Rexes can't climb, can they? So they can't climb up here.
Still fell asleep last night and didn't come on till 12:45.
Who's still?
Favorite go-to music? Oh, it's too many, mate. It's too many. Of my era, it's UK garage and funky house and things like that. And obviously, my guilty pleasure, I'm going to expose myself here, is George Michael. I love George Michael, and I love Jamiroquai.
Who doesn't love George Michael? Seriously.
There you go. Yeah, but yeah, one of my best concerts I've ever been to is Jamiroquai. I absolutely love Jamiroquai. I love that funky, disco-y, jazzy sound. But yeah, I've got loads of junk. Me and Paul were both DJs back in the day. So our music catalogue of knowledge is, ridiculous genre. When I play music at work dues and stuff like that, they're like, how the hell do you know that song from like 20, 30, 40 years ago? Because they're so good. Like, I think you're a fan as well, mate, like of all the classic Corner Gang and, early disco that basically made funky house, What about you, mate?
Yeah. My go-to music, to be honest, what I listen to normally is I listen to proper chill. I normally listen to quite chill sort of R&B as my kind of go-to. Like it's kind of vibe, just a vibe, just a, like I say, nice sort of chilled out, sort of soulful R&B. That's my go-to, but I love all kinds of music.
Yeah. I don't get this stealth thing. Is this some joke? We've missed out on it.
Who's Stel, guys? I don't know who Stel is. Who's
Stel?
Sorry,
guys, you've really lost us there. Missed it. Went to bed at 12:30. I don't get it. Stel. No, I don't get it. One other thing, mate. Sorry, just before we do go, Brentford game today. Good test to play a Premier League team. And they look really, really good actually in their build-up. And I think they're going to be, a bit like Leeds next year, a bit of a surprise package. That's on at 3:00. What do you expect from that game? Just a bit more fitness, seeing a couple of players again.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Exactly that. Like I say, hopefully it's another game like the Celtic game, because that was really, really good intensity. Like you say, we said at the time it wasn't played like a friendly game. It was played like a competitive game, and that's what I want to see. A game with good intensity.
Might see Areola second half.
Or
maybe the Atlanta game. Maybe wait for the Atlanta game.
I think I don't know. It's a good question. I think he'll play. I think he'll play some part. Maybe he'll play, like you say, yeah. Maybe he'll play 45.
Yeah. Duncan likes heavy and classical rock. Stel is apparently from Irons United.
I have to say, guys, I don't watch any other West Ham YouTube channels.
Be honest,
Luke's quite good with watching other channels and keeping up. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, to be honest, the only ones I watch is West Ham Fan TV and Hammers Chat. And then I watch a little bit of Little Jake because every now and then I go on there. But apart from that, I only watch the real big boy channels. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Next week is show 150. I don't know whether we'll get anyone on. I'll try, but even if it's not, we'll have a little party here. We'll, have a little bit of fun. 150th show, which is absolutely ridiculous that we're getting now. Hit the like button if you're in the chat. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for being positive and commenting along the way. Until next time, guys, if any news comes out in the week, hopefully a couple more signings that me and Paul can discuss. Come on, you Irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.
That's a very funny comment. Oh, I didn't end the show. Still not ended. Oh, hello, guys. You're getting that back.